Hi, and welcome to Discover Oklahoma. I'm Dean O'Lally.
And I'm Jeff Robertson for Laura Nelson, who's doing the little mommy thing, spending some time with the new baby.
She'll be back very soon,
Yes.
by the way. Today we're coming to you from one of my favorite places to eat here in Edmond, the Cow Cafe.
This place is home to one of those crazy food challenges we've all loved to talk about and heard about, but few are brave enough to even try. It's called the 6-Shooter Challenge. But don't worry, there are plenty of options for regular-sized burgers and all the fixings. Now we're going to show you some throughout the entire show.
But first, we are also very glad that spring has finally sprung here in Oklahoma.
You know, this is a great time of the year to check out all the new and exciting exhibits at the Oklahoma City Zoo. In fact, Shelley Mills is going to take us there.
Mountain lions, alpacas, and camels, oh my.
This is Fred. He is a 5-year-old white dromedary camel.
Fred, along with his friends Mongo and Bill, are part of a new exhibit here at the Oklahoma City Zoo.
We're very excited to have the camels here at the Oklahoma City Zoo.
Camel rides are now open. For just $6, you can hop on and take a camel for a spin, with the help of their handlers, of course.
It's kind of a bumpy ride. They have a little different walk or a gait than a horse. So it's similar but different. You should try it.
The camels are owned by JK Adventures out of Missouri. Betsy Lyle is one of the owners. She says it's important that riders be big enough to hold on during the ride. The smallest riders will need an adult to ride with them. So far, the camels are a big hit.
It was fun.
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was fun.
It was bumpy.
Bumpy, was it fun?
Yeah.
These big guys are located right next to the Pachyderm building. Close by, another new exhibit, alpacas.
We have Calvin Klein, Hi-Ho Silver, and Jules Topaz, and they are in the Pachyderm building as well. And we'll be outside very soon for guests to see and enjoy. But yeah, we're really excited to welcome them to our family.
For now, they're staying in, adjusting to their new environment. Also new this year, these 3 mountain lion cubs.
The Oklahoma City Zoo brought in 3 orphan mountain lion cubs earlier this spring. We have 2 boys and a female.
And boy, are they full of energy. The cubs are located at the entrance to the Oklahoma Trails exhibit. While they occasionally sneak away for a cat nap, they are frequently out, bouncing around after each other.
They are definitely a fan favorite right now. The guests really love seeing them and watching them pounce and play.
The alpacas and mountain lion cubs are here to stay. However, the camels are only here temporarily. Lyle says it's a neat opportunity to get up and close with an animal that is much sweeter than most people think.
They're just kind of fun animals to be around. Hollywood gives them a bad rap. They don't spit continually. You don't have to worry about walking up and making one mad. They won't spit on you.
The camel rides will be here at the Oklahoma City Zoo each day through October from 9 to 4:30. Let's go.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, this is Mongo. Mongo, move up.
Whee!
At the Oklahoma City Zoo, I'm Shelley Mills for Discover Oklahoma.
You can plan your visit to the Oklahoma City Zoo on their website. And you'll find this handy too, a free copy of the Oklahoma City Guide. Just head to travelok.com and click up top where it says Request Free Brochures. You'll get your copy today. You know, a trip to the zoo is good any time of the year, but there are some things here in the state that you can only do during the spring.
And that would be the azaleas in Muskogee when they're in bloom. They're absolutely beautiful. Right now, Jason Grubbs is going to take us to Honor Heights Park for a look at the Azalea Festival.
Our crowning jewel in our town is Honor Heights Park.
Come springtime, this Muskogee treasure is in full bloom. These bright azaleas are planted all over the grounds, and they've made Honor Heights Park famous.
We have people all over the state, all over the country, and in places around the world. I've talked to people from England, from Japan, from Germany, Scotland. I'm just off the top of my head that I remember visiting with personally.
From Lawton, Oklahoma.
What brings you out here?
To see the azaleas.
This group of ladies from Lawton loaded up in the car and crossed the state to see the blooms for themselves. They say it's worth the drive.
You guys are a long way from home.
I grew up in northeast Oklahoma, the Jay area, Afton area. So I was familiar with this place. I'd been coming here for years, and I was telling them about it, and they had never seen it.
There are thousands of azaleas, hundreds of varieties, covering dozens of acres in the park.
We have somewhere around 40 acres of actual gardened azaleas. Well over 600 varieties of azaleas in the park, and individually plants. We've got over 32,000 individual plants themselves.
It takes a full-time staff to maintain Honor Heights, keeping the park beautiful for the countless guests who come through for a stroll or drive.
It's a beautiful park, and
it's so accessible.
the walkways are excellent, the roads are good.
The azaleas are only out for a few weeks. Mother Nature decides how long we get to enjoy them every season. When it comes time for the shrubs to lose their bloom, a full house of butterflies awaits your next visit.
The butterfly house opens up Mother's Day weekend and goes through probably late September, and we try to get through before the first frost comes in.
In Muskogee, I'm Jason Grubbs for Discover Oklahoma.
The Azalea Festival takes place now through April 30th. There are additional events in the park every weekend in April. Check out their website, visit muskogee.com for all the details.
Coming up on Discover Oklahoma.
I don't want to be like everyone else. I want it when you come in, you can find unique things. So I really try to hunt down unique items.
The Southern Oklahoma shop where you have just got to stop.
The chocolate is amazing.
Plus the Made in Oklahoma sweet treat that you have just got to try.
Galaga, Mrs. Pac-Man, pole position, and I grew up playing at a bowling alley on Southwest 44th Street.
And take a trip back in time to the arcades of yesteryear anytime you want. It's all ahead right here on Discover Oklahoma.
Want to discover even more about the show? Go online and watch Discover Oklahoma anywhere, anytime. Catch up on missed episodes, track down interesting locations, and submit your own story ideas. Start exploring today at discoveroklahomatv.com.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma, coming to you from the Cow Cafe right here in Edmond. We're checking out all the incredible burgers and sides. You know, another thing that's really popular this time of the year is spring cleaning. In fact, if you follow that tidy girl, it's got to be Spark Joy, right?
That's right.
But what about a home makeover?
Well, that's true. And what if you're in the mood for a little shopping for some home decor? And with that, Lauren Nelson has a unique shop that you need to check out. It's time to go to the Blue Haus Revival. It's in Ardmore.
Blue Haus Revival in Ardmore is the place to go if your home could use a little revival of its own.
I don't want to be like everyone else. I want it when you come in, you can find unique things. So I really try to hunt down unique items.
Brenda Heller opened the store with a friend back in 2011 after years in retail. At Blue Haus Revival, you'll find on-trend, stylish home decor and accessories.
I try to do unique items. I do have a friend that has recently started bringing some of her own items into my store, and she's really good at going to Round Top and Canton and all that and finding unique pieces. We have bridal gifts, we have tea towels, we have picture frames, home decor, candles, pillows, we have pictures, you know, hand soaps, food items.
What sparked the store's success is really Brenda's discovery of a popular paint technique.
Chalk paint there is no other paint out there like it. It's a matte finish paint. It sticks to anything. I would say the biggest selling point is you can come in and you can redo a kitchen or bathroom cabinets. You just want to wipe them down really good to degrease them, and then you paint them. So there's no like sanding or priming or anything like that. Super, super easy. But the finish that you can get with them, there's so many different looks that there's just nothing out there that can even compare to it. Chalk paint can be painted on fabric, wood, metal, concrete, carpet. I mean, you name it and you can paint it.
If you're in the market to get your hands on chalk paint, they have it all here in store.
Well, I have all the colors, plus we have new colors coming in. We have the brushes, decoupage, crackle finish.
What sets Blue Haus Revival apart from any other decor store are the many different workshops they offer.
I like to create, and I did a simple little class with some Scrabble, like wood block Scrabble pieces, and I sold the first class out in just under 3 hours, and I thought, whoa. So I Offered another class, sold it out the next day, but those classes just kind of exploded. I have the pillow painting class, which you design the stencil that you want and I create it for you and you can paint it. That's my #1 class. I have tray classes where you can personalize a wood tray. You can put on it whatever you want to put on it. Right now, it's big to have your last name and that you're established and that sort of thing.
To bring a fresh new look to your home with something you've bought or something you've created yourself, make a trip to Blue Haus Revival.
Come here and do a workshop and just experience my store.
Blue Haus Revival is located at 1600 McLeish Street in Ardmore. They are open Tuesday through Saturday, closed on Sundays and Mondays. Be sure to hit up their Facebook page for details on store hours.
You know, once you've made over the homestead, how about treating yourself?
I like that. Now, in my humble opinion, there's no place better to do that than in Tulsa. I think they make the most incredible chocolate in the entire state. It's called Glacier Confection, and today we're going to go to their Archer Street location.
With very few exceptions, chocolate just makes us happy when it comes to the most incredibly tasting chocolate. Glacier Confection, to me, is the happiest place on earth, not Disneyland. Glacier Confection has their original location on Brady Street. They have a store at Utica Square, but the one on Archer Street is really something extra special.
This space is different because first of all, we have a full liquor license, so we can serve spirits, bourbons, whiskeys, wines, and pair those with chocolate, desserts, and other things. So that's the main differentiator between the sites.
They have all the drinks, so if you're out just walking around, you can come get lunch, coffee, chocolates. We're actually skipping our lunch break today to have chocolates and coffee, so if that tells you anything.
We also have event space, so people can rent it out. They can come here to work during the day. They can just use the internet. We do handcrafted gelato from scratch. We're the only ones certified in the United States with this process. It's silky smooth. We have French pastries and the chocolate. In addition to that, we have all types of coffee drinks that we can infuse with all the alcohols, and we can do the affogatos on top of the gelato. All of our coffee is handcrafted, pulled with manual shots, no automation in the machines at all. And the coffee we use is from a friend that I've known for 45 years in the Northwest who started before Starbucks and everybody else.
But it all comes back to that delicious, decadent chocolate.
The chocolate is amazing. The whole bar is just so beautiful. So it's just a nice atmosphere to just walk into, and it just looks so good. And then you taste the chocolate and you're like, oh, I just want to live here if I could. Yeah.
While here, you can not only enjoy some outstanding coffee, delicious gelato, wonderful pastry, and select from a variety of truly delectable and colorful chocolate, you can also watch part of the process of making that chocolate, starting with the cacao beans.
Basically, this is our chocolate roasting room. So this is where you would actually bring the beans. We would put the beans into this device here.
Bill walked us through the fascinating, extensive, and complex process, one we would like to show you more in detail in another story.
So basically, you know, people wonder what is the difference between a $10 chocolate bar and a $2 chocolate bar. It's usually the percentage of cocoa butter, the quality of the bean, and how it's produced. So, you know, you really do get what you're paying for.
And of course, with Easter coming up, Bill and his staff have been prepping for quite some time. He took us to the production facility to see how part of that is done. Erin Groff is the production manager.
Yes, we do solid bunnies. So the large ones, it's a lot of chocolate. It's not hollow. It's not gonna disappoint you when you crack it open. It is full of chocolate. We've got some people, my mom likes to get them for the center table, and then we just chop it up at the end of Easter dinner, and everyone gets a little chunk of it. Yeah, I love it.
Meanwhile, back at the Archer Street store, it's still all about the chocolate. In fact, boxes used to pack the chocolate is made from the recycled cacao bean shells.
You can visit Glacier Confection at one of their 3 locations in Tulsa. Head to their website, glacierconfection.com, for addresses and details. No worries if you can't make it to T-Town, they ship, and you can order online.
Coming up on Discover Oklahoma.
So we do have like a dish of slow-cooked smoked ribs served with the pepper. It's called a peppernata sauce, which is a mix of peppers. So it's kind of blending the Oklahoma in Italy.
Italian food done Oklahoma style. We will show you where to get it.
Played these games day in, day out. Spent many, many hours a day as a kid in arcades, hanging out, playing these games.
And everything old is new again at this arcade and more. We'll take you there when Discover Oklahoma continues.
Explore new horizons in your free Oklahoma Outdoor Guide. Get the excitement rolling. Reawaken your sense of adventure. Discover totally unexpected thrills. Order your free Oklahoma Outdoor Guide today at travelok.com.
Welcome back to Discover Oklahoma. If you haven't had dinner yet, may we suggest a trip to the Cal Cafe right here in Edmond. This looks so good, and they're open till 8 p.m. Okay, Dino, I want to take you back in time when we were younger, okay?
All right.
And we'd have like a big old burger and fries on the Saturday night.
I'd like it.
And then we'd go to the arcade.
Wasn't that fun?
Isn't that great?
There's nothing like going to an arcade now or even back then. There were a lot of good memories. In fact, Darren Brown is going to take us to 83 Arcade in his hometown of Moore.
Did you play Tron back in the day?
I did play Tron back in the day.
Were you good back in the day?
Much better than I am now. My reputation depends on this.
When's the last time you played this?
About 1997, maybe 94.
Okay, here's a quick lesson for all you young whippersnappers. Back in the day, before online gaming, heck, before online even, to play a cool new video game, you had to go to a place like this, a video arcade. Dean Wenzel started going to one as a kid.
Played these games day in, day out. Spent many, many hours a day as a kid in arcades, hanging out, playing these games. Built up a passion.
That passion turned into a sort of addiction for Dean, who is buying and fixing old games all the time.
One day my wife said to me, look, you know, you've got all these games, you're spending all this money in storage, we really need to do something with these games. And I had to agree, you know, she was right.
So he opened up a retro video arcade, first in Tuttle, but now he's moved it to Moore. He's often asked where he came up with that name.
One of the biggest years of arcade history was in 1983. Arcades made more revenue than the Hollywood film industry. So 83 really was the golden age of the arcade game.
83's regular visitors are mostly adults, but more and more young folks are discovering it. The night I visited, there was a birthday party with the birthday girl herself, a classic game lover.
Galaga, Mrs. Pac-Man, pole position, and I grew up playing at a bowling alley on Southwest 44th Street because my parents bowled on Friday nights and we had to make $5 last all night, and they had an arcade at the bowling alley.
Here at 83, you don't have to stretch that $5 anymore. It's free play. That means you can pay one price and play for hours.
It's kind of like a buffet. You go to the buffet, you know that you're gonna like steak, but you're not too sure about the fish. Here, everything is free play, so you can play Galaga, you can play Miss Pac-Man, but then you can play some random game like Food Fight, which you never normally would have dropped a quarter in.
Dirty pool. These pinballs are an exception, though. They're kind of like a premium item you can add to your buffet. Unlike the rest of the games here, these are state-of-the-art machines with the latest in game tech. Dean says he has plans to expand, and he's thinking of ideas for a 1983 retro video-themed restaurant. Now, wouldn't that be cool? In Moore, Discovering Oklahoma, I'm Darren Brown.
If you're ready to hit the arcade, here's what you need to know. They're only open Friday and Saturday nights from 6 p.m. to 11 p.m. and on Sunday from noon to 6. You can find 83 Arcade at 638 North Broadway in Moore.
Up next on Discover Oklahoma.
And I think bringing real Italian cuisine to Oklahoma City has been one thing people have been super positive about.
A dream come true brings incredible Italian dishes closer to home. We've got a seat at the table to try it all out when Discover Oklahoma continues.
Gather around and go for a ride through Oklahoma's all-new travel guide. See art, culture, big city venues, blazing neon, flavorful menus. Find a cabin where you can unwind. Grab your travel guide and see what you find.
You know, Dino, we're having a really good time here at Cal Cafe, and we're having some really good burgers on a Saturday night.
But if it's Italian food that you're wanting, there's a new place you need to check out. Photojournalist Casey Kennedy is going to take us to Osteria.
We are at Osteria Restaurant. It's our newest restaurant that we just opened up. It was myself and Fabio Viviani, who you might know from Top Chef and other things, and he and I decided about 2 years ago to partner into a restaurant, and this is it. So this is true Italian cuisine. We make all of our pastas in-house, our pizza, and kind of using what the Italian philosophy of cuisine is, but using Oklahoma ingredients to do it. We have all kinds of dishes here that are Italian. So everything from salad, antipastis, to pasta obviously is a big thing about what we do, entrees, desserts. And we do have like a dish of slow-cooked smoked ribs served with the pepper, it's called a pepernata sauce, which is a mix of peppers. So it's kind of blending the Oklahoma in Italy. And then we have dishes like cacio e pepe, which is a straight-up dish from Rome that we're just able to execute well here with the products we have available to us. And then antipastis, we have tons of great things. If you're just hanging out at the bar at night, like watching a game or whatnot, there's an adult version of fried mozzarella. There's braised octopus, which is surprisingly one of our best sellers so far, which is grateful for. You know, shrimp out of the wood-fired oven. So just fun dishes for people to try. Our desserts here at Osteria are done by our pastry chef, Chelsea Berry. Chelsea does everything for all of our restaurants. So whether it's on croûte, St. Mark's, okiyaki, and other stuff coming up, she's awesome. So she's done all the flourless cake, which is a gluten-free cake. She worked with the team that creates all the gelatos for us, the lemon budino, which is like the best. It's like a lemon pudding. It's just insane. She did all that, and then we also have all of our entrees, you know, once again using local ingredients and sticking to what Italian food is, and they're very simple. You know, we use Oklahoma wheat berries, which are very similar to farro. It's a grain traditionally used in Italy, but we don't have that here. We have wheat berries. So we do that with wild hake, which is a white, flaky fish. But it's a very simple dish. It's a little bit of fennel, a little bit of wheat berry, a little bit of lemon. That's, you know, what Italian is. There's not a lot of guss and fuss with what we're doing. It's not a huge menu. We're just trying to do a few things very, very, very well. A lot of our ingredients here are local. So we're using Iron Horse Ranch, which is done beef for a lot of our restaurants. We work with different farms for our produce, mainly our greens. Working with local, which I've done a lot of, is difficult because you want to have a set menu for consistency, but it's got to be able to change. This was a fish program. We only use domestic, small, wild fishermen and try to be really conscious about the footprint that we're putting back with the food we do. We took a lot of time to make sure we got it right, and it's really shown in the response so far. And I think bringing real Italian cuisine to Oklahoma City has been one thing people have been super positive about, having the from scratch pasta and all that. And I'm not saying there's not Italian cuisine, there's great versions of it. This is just kind of a much more authentic version to what you would get in Italy. And I think people have responded really well to it. For Osteria, and what I want people to get, and when they come here, is a true, as close as we can, Italian dining experience. We're not in Italy, and I understand that. But to really get a sense of what it's like to dine that way, relaxed, fun atmosphere, and that they come in and enjoy themselves. They're able to have a great glass of wine, have a great pasta, and have that moment. You know, we hope that that's the experience that they're getting, and they keep coming back and enjoying it, and begin to see more of this kind of casual, heightened dining experience, and people embrace that.
Osteria is located at 6340 Avondale in Nichols Hills. They're open 7 days a week for lunch and dinner.
And no matter where your next road trip takes you, the new Discover Oklahoma Dining Guide will help you find a great place to eat. Just log on to our website, travelok.com, and click Request Free Brochures to get your copy.
You know, we can't say thanks enough to Cal Cafe for hosting us here up in Edmond. You need to check them out. We're at the Edmond location today, but they also have a spot in downtown Oklahoma City right on Harvey. Now, they're open for breakfast and lunch only at the Harvey location, but they serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner here in Edmond. Now, if you're really brave, you should try the 6-shooter challenge. It includes 6 half-pound patties with 12 pieces of American cheese, a full order of onion rings, and a full order of fries, plus a piece of cow pie cake. Oh my! Now, you have to pay in advance for all that. They will refund you if you eat it all. But really, we suggest maybe sticking with the regular size.
And coming up next Saturday on Discover Oklahoma, we're hitting the trail and hiking through one of the most beautiful spots in Oklahoma.
Plus the secrets of Tulsa's sausage maker. See where they're grilling up some of the best brats this side of Germany. It's all coming up next week right here on Discover Oklahoma.
So until next time, remember,
there's always something to discover in Oklahoma.
I think we're ready for a shake now.
I think we are. Yeah.
And let's try the.
Let's go.